Hey friends, welcome back. I hope the background's not too blown out. It's like 4:30 in the afternoon and I have somewhere to be soon, but anyway, so hopefully the lighting doesn't get weird on us. I should turn my light on, but there's so much sun. Doesn't matter. Anyways, y'all, allergies are getting me. Woo! Honestly, it's been a rough day. Yeah. Had a death in the family, broke a mirror. Not great. So I'm hoping that this little book box will cheer me up. Yes, today we're doing a book haul. There are a few books that I got from Book Outlet that's in this box. A few books that I picked up from the Little Romance Bookshop. Nope. It's called the Little Bubblegum Bookshop. It's in Providence, Rhode Island. If you don't follow me on TikTok, you should. But if you did, then you saw that I did a little book bestie challenge with my friend Amy Jo. My cousin from another buzzin'. That's not right. My sister from another mister. I have known Amy Jo most of her life, and she now lives with my parents while she's going to college. That's that story. But we both love books, and we thought it would be fun to do a quick little side quest to the Bubblegum Bookshop in Providence. The TikTok is also very cute if you want to check her out. There's also some books here that I got from Thriftbooks, and I believe that's it. Oh, there's two more that are coming in the mail and will be here on Monday. I'm filming this impatiently because I want to open this box. And so I'm just going to talk about them because I know what they are and they're coming. So you'll just get a cute little cover art and we're going to it's fine. You guys know. I'll follow me on Instagram and I will post when I actively physically have the book in hand. Okay, so let's talk about what's new in my little library. We're going to start with the two books that I have yet to receive in the mail. The first book is entitled Call Me Mrs. Taylor? Calling Mrs. Taylor? No, the book is called Call Me Mrs. Taylor. It is a dark romance in the vein of like Obsessed. I don't really quite know what else it's like. I saw it perusing the gals here on BookTube. Call Me Mrs. Taylor is one of the 4, maybe 5. You can't even see my hand. 4 or 5. No, it's definitely 4. I wouldn't have done 5. If you had not heard, I've started a little book club called the Melanated Reading Collective. It's just a space for me and my real life friends and hopefully internet friends at some point to come and get back into reading if you've never been a reader or if you've fallen off the wagon and want to hop back on in the age of book talk and booktube. And primarily we're going to be reading diverse reads. I know I'm really guilty as a primary fantasy lad that I struggle. I'm getting better at it. I'm being intentional these days. But previously, like I would go an entire year or at least several months without reading any books written by Black authors or any persons of color. I just get kind of like stuck in my vampire, werewolf, dragon vein and it's like white dudes and white ladies and no longer. So I started this little book club to kind of hold myself accountable, to read more diversely, to read queer representation, disability rep, and of course books written by Black authors, other POC authors, Asian American authors, Asian non-American authors, anybody who's not white, basically. We're going to try to get a lot of those books on our TBRs and read this year. So if that is up your alley, if you want to try to read more diversely, you don't have to be brown to clown. Oh, that was terrible. You do not have to be part of a melanated ethnic group to be a part of the book club. If you just want to read diversely, we'd love to have you. So, I said all that to say, Call Me Mrs. Taylor is one of our book club picks, along with the book I'll talk about soon, and two other books that I already own, so I did not need to purchase them when I put them on the poll for this upcoming quarter. I'll slap the other picks up here if you're interested, and I will slap, I don't know why I'm slapping stuff, but I'll put the Fable link in the description box if you're interested in joining the book club. And yes, so that's coming in the mail, or I can go pick it up from Strand. I can do both things. The other book that I do not currently have but is in transit and will be here on Monday is a book written by Bailey Thomas. I had never heard of this author until she commented on one of my TikToks, which was completely unrelated to romance. I read a thriller book for the first time. Had time with it. Yeah. Anyway, she commented and said, hey, I would love for you to read one of my books. I write romance. And I'm like, oh, all right, up my alley. Yeah, you got me. And so I ordered this book. We'll just put it up here. It's the book that was more of like the forced proximity book in her repertoire. There's another book that she recommended to me that was a second chance or like repairing a romance sort of vibe, and I do want to read that because that is a Black love story, but I figured I'd probably be better off dipping my toes into a forced proximity, which is a trope that I already know I like. I don't really know which other ones I like. Yeah, I love a forced proximity. I love a one bed at the end situation. Disclaimer, she did reach out to me and ask me to read one of the books. I paid for it with my own money. I'll give you my review, unadulterated, uninhibited, but I did agree to promote her books should I like them, and we'll be reading the rest of them. So stay tuned for that, and I'm very excited for this book here. It's not They Always Get Away. Basically, it's a girl who lives in this building in Vegas, and there's a hot security guy who works at the building, and she's like, oh yeah, let's make fetch happen. And he's like, dude, no, I work here. And I'm excited about that. I love a, oh no, I can't. But can I? We'll start first with the other book I picked up as part of maybe what we're reading for the first quarter, our inaugural pick for the book club. Call Me Mrs. Taylor is one choice. The other choice that is currently in the lead in the poll is 7 Days in June by Tia Williams. I've not read anything by Tia Williams. I do also own a love song for Ricky Wilde. It's on the back. I should have just read it. I do also own that book, and I kind of want to read that one before this. So if we do end up picking this for book club, I gotta hustle. I also hope to read this in June because, yeah. This is, tea. Never read the back of this. I just, honestly, when I was looking up like Black romance authors that I should know, Tia Williams obviously came up, and this is one of her most popular books. I believe A Love Song for Ricky Wilde is also incredibly popular, but I think this might be the one that put her on the map. Looks like it's a single mom story. The single mom writes erotica. And there is another novelist. So it looks like a book about folks who write books. Love that. And they've been secretly writing to each other. Ooh, that's cute. 7 days to fall in love, 15 years to forget, and 7 days to get it all back again. So definitely a second chance romance. It looks like our two main characters reconnect. And it will be interesting to see if I enjoy this or I enjoy A Love Song for Ricky Wilde whenever I do get to either one of these. Maybe this quarter, maybe this month, maybe next month. We'll see. We'll do all the romance books since we're here. The next one is Real Men Knit, a novel by Kwana Jackson. When their foster turned adoptive mother suddenly dies, 4 brothers struggle to keep open the doors of her beloved Harlem knitting shop. I stopped because I never know if I want to say beloved or beloved. Dearly beloved. I don't know. Do you guys have that, like, weird, there are certain words that you don't know how you want to say because both are technically correct and depends. Doesn't matter. That was a squirrel. But I came across this book, honestly, this was a Chat Tisha recommendation. I was on a little hunt for romance novels that have older FMCs, as I would love to read things about folks that are closer to my current age, and about folks who this is like a first time love at an older age and not necessarily like a second chance or reconnection or finding love again. I would love to... There's a lot of love in that sentence. Take a shot every time I say love. It's a friends to lovers situation. They both grew up together in this Harlem neighborhood. I may or may not live in Harlem. And they're trying to, it appears, keep this knitting shop that one of the main characters' mother or grandmother used to own before she passed away. And I think in keeping the shop alive, their love is going to blossom. They're going to spend more time together. But the more time they spend together, the stronger the chemistry builds between them. Carrie, knowing Jesse's history, doesn't believe the relationship can last longer than she can knit one purl two. But Jesse's determined to prove to her that he can be the man for her forever and always. After all, real men knit. So excited to read this. I'm actually not a big friends to lovers person. But we're going to try her anyways, because I think this is going to be really sweet. We hope. I hope I don't hate it, actually. Okay. Next, back to what we know and love. This is Mate by Ali Hazelwood. I'm sure you guys have seen this floating about the interwebs. I read Bride, I guess 2 years ago now? No. Was that 2 years ago? I read Bride when my cousin Kalila was getting married, actually. I read it in the days and on the day of her wedding, which I thought was quite fun. And then she got married and I put the book and I'm like, yay, finished it, that was great. And I never cared again. Yep. But here's the second book, so I can finally finish the duology. I have a problem finishing things I start. So let us hope that Mate shall be the first in a long list of things that I actually finish. Because I did really enjoy Bride. I thought it was very grown-up Twilight, grown-up Jacob, grown-up Bella feels. I enjoyed Serena, the main character. And I kind of liked how their vampire werewolf ancient, I don't want to say beef, ancient rivalry, that's the word I'm looking for, how that, I mean, there's always sort of like lore of vampires and werewolves hating each other, so I love how that plays out most of the time, and I did enjoy it in Bride, so I'm sure I will enjoy Mate as they... Oh, if you haven't read Bride, then this will probably be like big spoilers, huh? So, yeah. Oh, I gotta hurry. I gotta leave. The next book, this is The Key to My Heart. If you guys did watch that TikTok that I have mentioned already, this is one of the books that Amy Jo picked out for me. She said that it reminds her of me, which I thought was so sweet. It's about a composer, lyricist, both. She is, this is in the back, so this is hopefully not a spoiler. I think this is like part of the story. It happens early on. She's spent years writing this musical. She finally has a beautiful life for herself. Her musical's picked up. It's going on tour. She has a new husband, a beautiful cottage, and then her husband suddenly dies. And so I think this is about her rebuilding her life in the midst of a lot of grief. There's hopefully some good music. There's, there people are raving about this book. The sweetest, most romantic book. It was a pure delight to read. I read it in 8 hours. The Key to My Heart is simply beautiful, delightful, a gorgeous romantic tale about fate and second chances. So I think it's going to be a beautiful second chance romance. I literally have 2 of these, and I don't even know if I like them. But I do like music, and I do like musicals. And I think it's sweet that Amy Jo thought about me when she grabbed this, so I bought it. The last book I bought from the Little Bubblegum Bookshop. Next up, we were talking before my camera overheated. I bought this book purely because of its little called to me. It says discounted. My cover got sticky in delivery, but I still need a home. And a lot of us get sticky in delivery. What is happening? Hello, Luna. A lot of us get sticky in delivery and still need a home. Damaged things need love too. So I bought this book called A Widow's Charm. I have no idea what it's supposed to be about. It says witty, whimsical, and deeply kind. That sounds up my alley. In this rollicking fantasy romance, a widow attempts to resurrect her dead husband by blackmailing her rakish necromancer neighbor. I'm so happy Bridgerton taught me what that word meant. Her rakish necromancer neighbor, only to find herself falling for him instead. Necromancy. It sounds like sad lady falls in love with creepy guy, and I think that will be interesting. At the end of the day, like, if it's witty and whimsical, I'm normally here for it. And it's green, and I don't know if you know this, but behind me is a green bookshelf that hopefully one day will all be filled with all green books. So that is I didn't even notice that till just now. Go me. Speaking of green books, we also have The Broken Country by Claire Leslie Hall. I don't know anything about this. My mom got this for me. It was one of those book surprises. It was wrapped in nondescript, non-marked paper with just I think it was just wrapped in newspaper. And my mom picked this up for me, not knowing what it was. And she said, do you want a surprise? And at least we know that I don't own this, because I don't own or read a lot of literary fiction. I cry too much for that. It's mesmerizing, delicate, forceful, lyrical, brutal, passionate. I guess it's going to be a good book. But, woof, I feel like, oh my goodness, how the tender and innocent love between a boy and a girl can alter the lives of families for generations, even on a quiet sheep farm. Misguided passion brings murder and criminal charges against the most innocent of players. Okay. What? You could wait a lifetime for a novel as good as this. All right. Well, I don't know who these people are who rated this. So, what we do know is the farmer is dead. He is dead, and all anyone wants to know is who killed him. This is a sweeping love story with the twists and pace of a thriller. A novel simmering with passion, impossible choices, and explosive consequences that toggles between the past and present to explore the far-reaching legacy of first love. So, a love story, a thriller. I bet my friend Erin would love this. But also green. And so I'm excited to break out of my comfort zone a little bit and check out a little literary fiction. Friction? Check out a little literary fiction. Oh, I gotta hustle. Next up is The Bone Witch by Ren Chupeco. This is from Thriftbooks. That's why it's a library copy. I did buy it. I believe this is a YA fantasy written by a Black author. I will check just to make sure, or she's at least not white. I've been looking for a lot of like witch stories centered around like people of color and different cultures, and this came up in my research, and I'm excited to read this. This is the first book in a series, so if I do like this, I will be picking up the rest of the series. Let me be clear. I never intended to raise my brother from his grave, though he may claim otherwise. If there's anything I've learned from him in the years since, it's that the dead hide truths as well as the living. Another necromancy situation. Ah, yeah. Her gift for necromancy makes her a bone witch, who are feared and ostracized in the kingdom. Fascinating. I wonder if I should read these two necromancy books together. Maybe have like... I would have been funny to do it for Easter. I'm raising folks from the dead. All right. Bad church joke. Now we can open the big box. Yay. Okay. first book is a recommendation from my friend on TikTok. I mean, from a lot of people. A lot of people love this book, but I found, I guess, this was on Book Outlet, the cover prior to its new traditional publishing cover. I don't know why this is a different cover, but I saw it and I thought it was cute. I just like the two faces on it better than the hand holding the school. But this is the Immortal Dark, a YA dark fantasy, bloodthirsty vampire, innocent maiden, think again, deliciously dark, a fresh take on vampires. I want to go into this mostly blind, so I'm not going to read anything, but I do know that it's a great book. It's gripping, it's emotionally devastating, and everybody that I have seen online has loved this. So I bought the first book, Immortal Dark, and the second book, The Eternal Ruin. This is the deluxe cool sprayed edges version. I could have bought the other one to match it, but I love a mismatch sock moment. They're not even the same height. That's kind of infuriating. But that's okay. I did it to myself. At least this one has pink in it. Pink is always the right choice. But this is the second book, so I'm going to maybe try to read them back to back. We'll see if that actually happens. And lastly, so I can leave and be on time for my friend's birthday. Nope, not, because there's there's three more in here. First is The Accidental Queen by L.R. Jackson. I've heard no one talk about this ever. It just came up and there's like a, hey, books you might like. It says, unlike fairy tales of old, sometimes a woman must fight to save her king. So this looks like a fairy tale retelling of sorts. I think that it's going to be a short read. I don't know if it's a series or a standalone. I think it's a standalone. I hope so, at least. Because if it's not, I will be confusion. Apparently this is inspired by African royalty, Egyptian royalty, the ancient Greek gods, the Tudor dynasty. The author's note was telling me those things. Do I want to keep that in there? We don't know. I grabbed this mostly because I love fairy tales, and this is set in New York, which I also love, and everybody black, which we're always rooting for. So that is The Accidental Queen by L.R. Jackson. And then lastly is a YA series, which I had stepped away from YA, even though Immortal Dark I know is also YA. Sometimes I feel a little too old for YA, so I kind of stepped away from it for a while and was like really focusing on adult fantasies. But I'm wanting to dip my toes back in, and mostly because these were beautiful covers. And these are YAs written by a black author, and they're fantasy. So this is a duology, completed duology. The first book is The Lore of the Tides, I think. Or maybe this is The Lore of the Wilds is the first book. I'm actually not sure. I have been known to read books out of order due to lack of research. Oh, nope, this is the first one. Okay, so Lore of the Wilds is the first one. A stunning romantasy debut about an enchanted library, two handsome fae, and one human who brings them all together. Yep, that sounds like it's up my alley. I have heard mixed reviews on this series, so I'm a little bit nervous. But they're both relatively short books, so I think it'll be a fun summer read as the weather gets warmer. So, woo! Those are all the books that are new to my library as of right now. If there's anything else that should be on my radar, drop it in the comments below and I will definitely pick it up. I always need an excuse to buy a new book. Do I? Thank you so much for watching. I hope it wasn't too chaotic with the camera change. I'm still getting used to technology and how to film these videos. I appreciate you bearing with me. If you'd like to subscribe, follow me on Instagram. I post a lot of New York and actor content up there, book stuff too as I read them, and on TikTok where it is all book and bookish related things, unless I'm in a show, and then you might get a couple weird dancing TikToks from me in a costume. Either way, I appreciate you being here, and I hope you have a beautiful week. Bye! But anyway, so we both love books. We went to a cute little bookstore. We both love books. Oh, this is going to be a rough edit.